All right, what up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. We're going to look at ticker symbol APRN. Okay, this is Blue Apron. Now, this one's been getting a lot of attention. A lot of people are asking, is this thing going to go up more? Is it going to, am I going to be able to get in and get the 2X? And a lot of people are asking, how come I got in and it just dropped 20, 30, 40, 50%, right? We're going to go over some of the chart patterns. And once you start to, learn some of these patterns, practice drawing them out yourself, put them on the charts, and be watching them and knowing what to expect possibly if the patterns play out. You'll have a much better edge in going into your trades. You really need an edge when it comes to day trading, swing trading, anything like that. It's like going to battle. It's like going to war, right? And chart patterns, gaps, okay, using the RSI, the relative strength index, those are all things that can really help you out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and break down, look at this original pattern here. Okay, see, we're clearly holding this trend line. Okay, trading in here. All right, and we get a clean break below. All right, and what happens? We end up forming an inverse head and shoulders. Look at that, played out perfectly. Okay, so there was that big drop. Okay, and a lot of people panic. It capitulated right here. Then we have some structure forming, right? We're seeing a little channel right here. This is our trading range, okay? And we're going to either move upwards or downwards from this range, right? Now we get the move down. It was a very big overreaction, and we were able to come back up and retest this previous range, okay? Retest that previous range and get the breakout to the upside and hit the head and shoulders target right there. Okay, then after there, we can see, we have a little bit of a descending wedge. This is a bullish pattern. Okay, we're trading in between here, zigzagging until we get the breakout to the upside. All right. And from there, you could say that we formed another head and shoulders. It's not the cleanest, right? But if you look here, you have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder right here. Okay, something a little bit like this, right? Would be the pattern. All right. And we'll zoom in actually to the daily chart right now because we've been looking at the weekly. Okay. And I want to show you guys something pretty important. All right. The gaps. Okay. There's two gaps down to, or there's one gap down to fill and one gap up to fill. Those are going to be pretty relevant to me. Okay. The reason being, we're respecting the chart patterns very well, right? We're seeing this ascending wedge right here, and then we get a big break to the downside, right? Well, then we get a bullish pattern, descending wedge. All right, we use our fibs, and look how well we hit each of the price targets, right? It's trading really well to the technicals. Okay, so we're seeing that we're using that heading into the trades. We're seeing that we have this gap up here from this candle to this candle. Okay, we've recently been trying to fill it, coming up to that area. If we're able to come up, we can either fill this gap or we have a price target of here of 823 and 917. Okay, that's going to be our Fibonacci extensions. We're going to be looking to see again if we get the gap fill and then continue to push higher. Those are the levels, but I would be very cautious. Okay, reason being is, to me, it looks kind of like we have an ascending wedge. All right, a rising wedge. We just went over this pattern and how it's a bearish pattern and how we've been respecting the technicals very well. Well, technically, this is a bearish pattern that we're forming in right now. So we could continue to head higher, okay, as we're doing, and get that gap fill right here, okay, or possibly get the 823 or the 917. But you have to be prepared mentally for, a trend line break, right? You need to be able to switch directions and switch gears, right? If you see it breaking this trend line and starting to trade way below here, we have this small gap down here to about 388 that could get filled. Okay, so it's about $6 right now. It could drop all the way down to $4 based off this pattern and even try to retest the lows of 278. All right, so again, we're respecting the technicals pretty well. All right, we've seen a few patterns. I just showed you guys that play out. We have this gap up here. It does make sense if you still want to be a little bit bullish. I would just be cautious because, we're not seeing really much buying activity above 643. All right, now look at 643, and that's pretty much our cap, right? There's no green candles, anything like that up there. It's all red. So, really above 643, it's been nothing but sellers in the market here recently. So you got to keep that in mind. And you have to be cautious. Are the buyers going to step in if we break this trend line? And see how we've got these wicks here. Okay, we may wick down and give like implications that we're breaking it, but we need the buyers to step in and continue pushing it higher. Otherwise, we're going to get that gap fill down there. Okay, so hopefully you like this video, hopefully you appreciated it, learned something a little bit new. All right, if so, drop a like. All right, comment, subscribe. I do viewer requests every week, so if you got a particular stock you want to see in your next video or in my next video, you know, cryptocurrency, maybe a strategy or explanation, any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to make a video for you as soon as I can.